Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. This is John Harcar, your host. I'm here today with Julie Ann Peterson, and we're going to talk about kind of navigating these tough times, right? We know it's been a tough time in the market. And remember, guys, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business, providing tools and resources to help build the businesses they want to build and live the life they want to live. Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, John. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited for our conversation.
Yeah, me as well. We talked a little bit offline before this about, we all know it's a tough time. We've seen it, right? We've been a lot of us gone through it. And we're going to talk about how to navigate these types of times. But before we get into all that, just kind of introduce yourself, right? Tell us about you, what got you here. Just kind of introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay, perfect. Well, again, my name's Julie Ann Peterson. I'm with Old Capital Lending. I'm known as the First Lady of Lending. There's not a lot of ladies in this business. I started real estate thinking and banking when I was 14. I actually worked at a bank as a bank teller when I was 14 and a half. So 14. It's in my blood. Yeah. My first asset that I bought, I was 22, single female in Los Angeles, $250,000 home. Wow. I was in the bicycle industry. And unfortunately, I owned the property for about 16 months. And the riots came and shut down my property, my shops, and I had to go. I had to leave the area. I got another job with the same company up in the Bay Area. But I called a friend and I said, "Hey, you want to buy my $250,000 house? I got to get out." He says, "I got $4,000. I said, "I'll take it. You pay the mortgage." So sure enough, for 29 years, he paid the mortgage. I was free, moved up to the Bay Area, got married, bought our first home. I ended up renting that out. The agent said, "Oh, you're never going to sell this for anything more than what it's worth today." I doubled my money. So, I've been in the ruts. I've been up in the high times. So I'm here to say, my company is called Dancing Investments. That's what I run my business out of. Dancing Investments, because, we go up and down in real estate, and we're in a down market right now, but we're in the right place. If you're new to investing, the time is now. Yeah. A lot of people got into deals back in 2021, 22, using bridge lending. And I'm one that used that. I owned and managed our own properties for about 30 years. That's what I did for a living. And I had my husband doing the maintenance, and he said, "I am done with this." And I said, "But I want to continue." So I limped along all by myself, and it got to the point where, we were living in Chicago, having assets in Chicago, got to a 20-unit building, and the bank said, "Get lost, lady. You need partners." And I said, "Okay. No.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I can do this myself. Like Edna Mode in The Incredibles. People think I look like her. And she says, no capes. No one wears capes in The Incredibles. And I said, no, I'm wearing the cape. I can do this myself. And it got to the point where I said, I can no longer do this myself. I can no longer grow my business by myself. I need to have partners. And that's when I ended up selling my assets by myself and got into limited partnerships. And I saw my profit and loss statement every day when I owned and operated my own assets. And I said, you know what? This limited partnership is great. I love it. But I needed to be more hands-on. And that's when I shifted from wearing the cape, doing it myself, being a limited partner, to being an owner-operator as a general partner. And now that's what I do. I do both, along with doing my lending business. And I'm a capital raiser. I've capital raised $10 million.
Wow.
It is about finding solutions, what you can do to make your money grow for you. And that's what I've done for 35 years, trying to find solutions.
So you started in the bike business.
I did.
You owned bike shops.
I didn't own them. I was a sales rep for a bicycle company. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I used to race bicycles, actually.
Did you? Like BMX type of thing?
No, not BMX, but my husband was a world champion freestyle rider doing tricks on bikes, and I was a world champion road racer, young women's road racer. So
that's awesome. That's really, really cool. So then you end up selling a house for. Curious. What did he sell the house for, or does he still have it?
Yeah, no, he sold it about 3 years ago, and I gave it to him. It was worth, well, actually, I bought it for $250. When I gave it to him, it was valued at $169,000 because we had lost overnight almost $100,000 with the riots. So it took him a little while to get it up in value, but I think he ended up selling it for around $450.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. And so then you did all that, and then you finally got into partnerships, right? What do you see the value for you of that partnership versus what you were doing?
Yeah, so we can only leverage by using other people's money and value, right? I'm only worth a certain amount to the transaction, my net worth, my liquidity, my experience, okay?
Right.
That's what I bring to a transaction. Well, if I'm only worth 10 million and I want to go for a deal where I need 20 million, I need partners.
Yeah.
And so finding the right partners, my mother always said, you can have a friend over and you can have two friends, but once we get over 2 or 3 friends, nobody makes good decisions, right?
Right.
They're saying, you know what? I want the red door. No, I want the blue door. Yeah. So it's really important that you find the right partners that play well together, that can make decisions, that have the same vision and values that you do. And I was able to find that. My partner is a property management company. I sought her out, another female who's been in the business for 40 years. I've been doing real estate for 35.
Wow.
We have core values. We know that we're going to want to speak to each other maybe on a Saturday and Sunday. That was important to me. My partner is available to me when I need it. And I have other partners that say, I don't work on Saturday and Sunday. And that's all the partnerships that I have with them. Because I have found out that, that doesn't work so well for me.
Well, and that's important. That's I think one of the key things is that it's got to be a good relationship, right? It can't just be just that transactional, right? You got to have that relational connection with a partner, especially, or, it's going to end in bad.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Absolutely. And you're married to these people for the duration of that asset. Now, I do have a partner that was doing illegal behavior and was taking money as a fraudulent, and I could not get him off our deal.
Wow.
So, and he's making the same amount of money. I show up, I do all the work. He doesn't. And he's
what happened if we don't mind?
Money.
What was the pitfall for this guy, for this situation?
He was saying that he'll take anybody's money. He'll put it in a trust, and he'll deploy that capital into the deal. There was no trust. There was no deployment. These people came in and started calling me saying, "Where's my K1?" I said, "You're not in the deal." "Oh, yes, I was told." "No, you're not." So things like that, you need to know what is acceptable to the SEC. What are we in violation? So he was putting me at risk. Right? So you always want to know who your partners are, right?
Yeah.
Going in. Super
and if it's someone in the position, let's say now, maybe someone listening to this that is in the same stage you were at, right? Where they're like, I need to partner up. Like, what are maybe some couple, 3 or 4 bullet points? Say, hey, ask these questions or make sure they have this, not just the relational part, but maybe even some of the experience part is like, hey, you've done so-and-so, et cetera.
Yeah, well, I do want to know what the track record is. If you're going to partner or you're going to invest as a limited partner, we want to know the track record. How many deals have you done? How much did you capital raise? Did you go full cycle? What did you return on their capital? All of these things are super important. Understand their personality. When we're working together, are we going to have the same, like I mentioned, vision and values?
Right.
We're going to be doing this together. As a limited partner, you're in the back of the bus. You're in the back of the plane, right? The general partners are the pilots. When you hand over your money to a pilot, they're going to make decisions without the limited partners. So know your position in the transaction. Super, super important, right? So again, if you're a limited partner, ask those questions. If you're a general partner, how do you find these partners? It really is their track record. Also, doing a background check could be also very, very valuable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's the best way for someone to go about doing that?
Well, you can ask them to run their credit. That can be one way to do it. When you have a tenant, you're running their credit. You can find people that will allow you to pull their credit. There's background check companies that are out there. They usually take about 10 days to do it. Here's the thing. If you're a limited partner and you have, let's say, $1 million to place, you want to use one opportunity to place a little bit of capital with that person. Don't take all million.
Don't push
take
it all
500.
in.
Right. Give them a little bit.
Yeah.
Test drive them.
Test the water.
Okay? That is really important.
Yeah.
If you're in a general partnership. Now, keep in mind, if you're bringing other people's capital to the transaction as a co-GP, a lot of times co-GPs, they're not signing on the loan. So if you're a person who has limited, you're putting your limited partnerships, your money with a co-GP, know and ask, are they signing on the loan? If they say no, they will not have any really ability to make decisions. A lot of times, co-GPs, they can't make decisions. They're in the bus with you. They're just accepting money without putting any money in the deal.
Right.
So ask the question, are you putting any money in this deal? Are you an investor with me?
Important.
If not, I would strongly recommend you get to the GPs who are making those decisions.
And, and the topic of our talk today being, navigating tough times Those are very important things. Their times are tough enough. Let's not create more tough times by not asking or doing those things. And back onto that topic, I mean,
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
where do you see our industry? Where do you think the trends of things right now? I mean, like what's going on? I mean, we know it's tough. Where do we see things going?
Yeah, I think we're at the bottom of this.
Oh, you do?
Scale. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go much lower in terms of, well, first of all, we don't see a huge amount of new construction coming on. We had almost 600,000 units coming on board over in 2024. It was the largest deployment of new construction. So that's going to taper off. Okay. So that's a good thing. We're at the bottom. There's still some coming. A lot of people jumped into the new construction because they were running after deals.
Yes.
Where 50 operators were showing up for one deal. And they went after and went after and went after. They're saying, no, I'm no longer going to be buying this already existing asset. I'm going to go develop my own. So that's why there was so much construction delivery this past year. So we've got that. We've got a lot of institutional money in the market. They're looking for Class A. Okay. We just delivered a bunch of Class A. So they're going after that. That is very competitive. And there's a lot of money on the sidelines looking to deploy there. I think the opportunity really is for new operators who are just getting into this, who are getting educated. It's going to take a year, 2 years. It's not like, hey, I'm in an education program. I'm going to close 100 units this year.
Right.
That's not going to happen. Let's be
no.
real about that. That's not going to happen unless you have your support team already put together. That's not happening. Let's be realistic. So I think people who are getting into this look for smaller assets. It's no longer, hey, let's get rich quick and we're going to deal with 100. Everybody's going to be deploying their capital. That's not happening. So go to the smaller deals and go to find the equity first.
Yeah.
You do not want to get into these deals and you think that you're going to be able to capital raise because so many people have gotten capital calls or the deals have gone sour. They're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So find those people before you get the deal and say, hey, if I had a deal that's 10 or 30 units with returns of, 7 or 8 cash on cash, would you be interested? And let's do the deal, right? Here's the thing. Nobody knows where the interest rates are going. I would tell you that we've had reductions. I don't know when this is going to go, but over the recent months, we've had some good reductions. And, we're seeing Fannie and Freddie, your agency financing, that's using the treasuries. The treasuries have been going down. I mean, like 10 or 20 basis points just this week. So I think we just need to be looking at across the nation. We've got a new president. What's going to happen with tariffs? What's going to happen with people going back to different countries? How is that going to affect our jobs here? I see in today, right today, we're seeing that maybe we're going to see another reduction, maybe 2 from the Federal Reserve. And that might, be helpful for those people that are in the bridge lending. We can go down that road and explore that. But 2025 is going to have some challenges, quite frankly.
It is. And we're hearing that too, in our masterminds, folks talk about, where we see the market going. And it looks promising down the road, but it's still going to be some, I don't want to say growing pains, but it's going to be some pains, right?
Listen, I don't think we're going to have rent growth to the extent that we saw it before. So I think we're still going to be flat in some areas, right? If you're talking about looking in the Midwest right now, it's a great time. Why? Because they did not deliver. They delivered all of these assets in the Sun Belt, in Miami, right, in Atlanta. And that's going to take some time to absorb. Look at Phoenix, over absorption there. We've got some overbuilt, I should say. It's going to take some time to go back and get rents there. Maybe 2 or 3 years. We're into it 1 year, maybe another 2 to go.
Yeah.
So be aware of where you're looking to invest, whether as a general partner or a limited partner. But I still think I'm bullish on multifamily. It's just going to take us longer to deliver the returns that we were used to seeing in 3 years, 18 months. It's going to be 5 to 7 years to see your returns. And by the way, what do we see? 7 years is pretty standard.
Right.
We're just getting back to standards.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand that part. So as far as, what your company does and lends on, do you have any specific, projects, properties, types that you lend on, or is it you can lend on all real estate?
So we are specialists in multifamily. We've been in business, Old Capital's been in business for 38 years. We've closed 8,000 loans. We've had very good years. 1.2 billion is what we were closing on a regular basis. We focus on A, B, and C class. It's going to come down to returns. It's going to come down to who can close. When you're working with a lender, you really want to see a track record. Don't worry about the 0.25%, the 1/32 of a percentage, right? You're looking at investing, if you want to say, in your lender, who's going to stand with you, behind you, on your behalf.
Yes.
When you go start shopping, a lender like us is going to say, we're more than just the price. We're going to educate you. We're going to bring you investors. We're going to bring you, at least I will, help you find the next deal. Build the relationship with the lender. It is so, so important. And by the way, you want to go deep with that lender, because you do the first one, that's great. You go to the second. Now they're starting to look at you as a partnership. Mm-hmm. I'm not just saying with a partnership as a broker, but the lender themselves. And as you get into third and fourth relationship, they're going to look to even give you even more benefits for, being considerate of doing business with them. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And I think a lot of things nowadays are more of, going that extra, paying that extra value is big, and it's worth it. And it's maybe more of a mindset thing or a headache thing that you're not having to deal with. Right. So someone was getting into the business, someone wants to start flipping, we need lending. What are some important questions to ask, right? If I'm coming in and saying, hey, I got this type of project, what do I need to know? What do I need to ask?
Yeah. So I'm going to ask more of the questions, but what we're going to be looking for and what you're going to need to understand is you're going to need net worth, liquidity, and experience. That's what a bank wants, right? So let's unpack that for a minute. For the very best lending on a multifamily asset, and I mean that by a 5 or more units, okay? We don't get into the 1 to 4 multis.
Oh, you don't? Okay, 4 you don't consider.
We only do multifamily. Commercial is what we do. And we'll do other asset classes as well. But when you're talking about commercial lending on a multifamily, we're going to, for the very best, you're going to need 90% occupied for 90 days. So you're finding out, does this property, I want the very best. How do I find those assets? Talk to the brokers. Only show me 90% occupied product. Secondly, net worth. You're going to need the amount of the loan amount is your net worth. So if we're looking at a $10 million deal, and I'm going to bring from the lender side 70% of that, you're going to need, that's going to be $7 million, right? 70%, $7 million. You're going to need $7 million in net worth. So if you have 2 partners and you're both worth $1 million, that's $2 million. You can only go for an asset that's $3.5 million.
Definitely,
let's say.
Right.
So that's $2 million net worth. So that's one thing.
Okay.
2 things. The third one is liquidity. You need cash in the bank. You can't do this alone with other people's money. The banks are going to want to see liquidity network. Liquidity, let's unpack it. It's 10% of that loan amount. Remember, you two guys are going for a $2 million deal. I need 10% of the loan amount in liquidity. That's $200,000. Now listen, do you have 200 sitting in a bank? Maybe not. Does your partner? No? Well, then you need to bring another partner in. Somebody who has the same vision, value, okay?
Got it.
And then the last one is experience. We need to see that you've had experience in multifamily, currently owning one deal for 2 years.
Oh.
Or coming from the single family side, 10 doors.
Okay. That was going to be a question.
range.
Is there a equatable experience in a different asset class that would allow, because some people get into it, they don't have that experience, but if they have it in the in the single family realm, would that qualify? And you just answered the question.
It's a great question. And when I was doing single family, it wasn't an option, and hence why I got out of it. Mm-hmm. Now, over the last 2 years, the agency says, hey, we want to welcome you. We want more business, but we want to welcome you. So it is 10 doors, you're 1 to 4 units.
Okay.
So maybe you have 2 fourplexes and a duplex. It has to be currently owned. Mm-hmm. And we need to know that you're managing it or you have a manager doing it. And that can then qualify you. It has to be 2 years. That's 24 months that you've owned and operated it.
Got it.
And that will qualify you. So those 4 things will get you the very best lending. Knowing who your partners are, very, very important.
And those are the minimal qualifications to get a loan with you guys. Is there a minimum a loan amount?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's $1 million for this type of lending. It's called agency lending. Now, we'll go down below that for bank lending. But here's the thing. That is recourse lending. That means you're signing on the loan.
You're signing on the line.
Right? Mm-hmm. The agency is non-recourse. So you're going to use your personal financial statement, your schedule of real estate, how much you value you are, what your experience is. On the recourse side, I like to say we look in your underpants because we're going to want to see your tax returns, your bank statements, your personal financial statement, a resume. We need to know everything about you. We need to know what your contingent liabilities are.
A little bit more, getting into there. There you go. That's what I was
So in that case, we'll do that, but a lot of banks, they want to, listen, you can go to banks that will look at your pro forma, what's happening in the future, but most banks now, especially the agencies, they always look at what's happening in the past. So if you are looking at a deal where the rents are low, you might not get as much proceeds, as many loan dollars on that asset as you may be able to get through a bank, because the bank may look pro forma wise, but a lot of them right now are looking at cash flow, current cash flow.
Yeah. What sets you guys apart, or what benefit would you bring to investors or folks that might need a company for your loan? What makes you different?
Yeah, it's so great. Everybody can be a broker, but what sets us apart is we are about relationship. In this business, it's all about relationships, but we have our Old Capital podcast that's been going on. We have 60,000 downloads. It is awesome. The place to find information about lending. Second, we have our Old Capital conference. This is the place to be. We're not selling you anything like you go to the other conferences, buy into my education program. No, this is where real investors, lenders, vendors, the broker community, they all go. It's once a year. It's in October, oldcapitalconference.com. Okay. And then on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night, I hold a call called Zoom at 8. We've been doing it for 6 years. This is where you can find a sponsor, a lender, us as a lender. You can find deals. You can be a limited partner, a general partner. So we do that also. But again, this is a relationship business, and you want to spend your time and energy with people that will go the extra mile. I'm a little different than most lenders, even from my colleagues at Old Capital, because I can help bring in a sponsor. I can sponsor deals. I can bring in people that want to invest in the deal. I can bring in, I can capital raise myself. I can, so there's a lot of things that I do differently than most lenders.
Okay. Awesome. Now, besides obviously the ways you already mentioned, like your podcast and the other stuff that you did, which is really cool, how else can folks get a hold of you if they want to reach out and maybe talk about, lending, talk about anything we mentioned today?
Yeah. So, you can find me on the LinkedIn, Facebook, Julie Ann Peterson, Julie ANNE Peterson. You can join me on zoom8.com. You can send me an email, jpeterson@oldcapitallending.com. And of course, text me or call me. That's always a great place to start. 630-453-7150. And
where are you located again? So we have the time zone.
Well, I'm located in the beautiful state of California. Yes, they say that. But I'm in San Diego. And so a lot of people say, I love that. But I don't do a lot of business here. We don't close a lot of business in the great state of California. It's just too expensive. There's not a lot of support for landlords here. Okay. And you want to make sure that when you're investing in deals, that the landlords have control. They can raise the rents as much as they want, or to a significant that doesn't impact the residents too badly. In California, it's not the place to be.
How many states are you operating in or lending in?
We do nationwide.
Nationwide. Okay, great.
Our corporate offices are in Dallas. That's where we got started.
Awesome. Okay. And we'll put all your information in the show notes. So, once we put this out, folks can get a hold of you. And guys, I hope you enjoyed, what we talked about. We all know it's been a tough market. It's been tough times. And, we all have a lot of good hope for what's coming. But, in the meantime, make sure you take some of these things that Julie mentioned and really make sure you be diligent about using those if you're looking to jump in, if you're looking to expand or whatever it might be. Julie, thank you again. Truly had a great time. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. See you on the next one. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.